Let us look at the problem number 4 in the part A section. Here we are supposed to create a item master table and item transaction table. So two tables has to be created and then following queries need to be executed. So let me start creating the item master first. I will copy the question and go to the notepad. I'm going to set the language as SQL and I'm going to create the table here, and the table name is the item master. The first field within this table is the item number. Let me assume that this is a number of, let's say, 5, and we are supposed to make it as the primary key. So I'm going to just make it as the primary key, and then the next field is the item name. Let me take the data type of this as varchar and let me make it as 25, and it is supposed to have following values, so it can only accept the following value. For this I'm going to use the check constraint and I'm going to say check the item name, item underscore name must be within this list. So let's look at the list there. First one is the HDD, that's the first item. Next one, let me just keep it here. Next one is the monitor. You can write it in the single line, but for the recording purpose I am doing it in the 2 lines. So next one is the keyboard, last one happens to be UPS, and I'm supposed to close the bracket. So I'm closing both the brackets, this bracket as well as the other bracket. Let's look at the next field here, and the next field is stock, and let me assume this to be number, let's say of size 10. You can take anything, and let me take this one as not null as specified by them, so it is not null. And the next field happens to be the price field, okay, price field, and what they are saying is it must be greater than 10,000 and less than 30,000. So let me assume that this is also number, and let's keep the size as 10,2, and I'm going to put a check constraint on it, and the check constraint is the price, 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 okay, is greater than 10,000. So that's the first thing, price is greater than 10,000, and let me make it as and the price is less than 30,000. This is what they have specified, and let me close that thing, and that is what we have. This is the first table. Let's look at the second table. Second table is item transaction with the following details. So let's create the item, let's create a table, and the table name happens to be item transaction with the field name like item number, and item number is referencing the master table. So I'll take the data type as this one. Now what they are saying is this item values within this field must come from the other table. That means to say that it references the values of the other table. So I'm going to just say it references the values of the other table. So which is the other table? The table name happens to be the item master. So I'll take that one as the item master, and the field which it refers to within the item master is the item number. So I'm going to just copy it and just paste it over here, and that this is the first one, and the next one is quantity. So let's look at the second part, and second part happens to be the quantity. Quantity is there is let's say I'm going to take it as not varchar, let me take it as number, and let's say 10, and what is condition says It must be greater than 25,000. So I mean 25. So let's say check, and I'm going to say quantity is greater than 25. This is what they have said. Let me put this, and the last field happens to be transaction date, and I'm supposed to create a data type for this. Let me take the data type as date. With that, I have completed the two table creation. Now let's go ahead and let's create the next part, and that is the next part says we are supposed to insert minimum of 5 records. So let's start inserting one record at a time. I'm going to go to the item master, and I'm going to say insert into item master, and the values that I'm going to insert are as follows. The first field is the item number. Let me take it as 101, and the second field happens to be the item name. Now I don't have a choice here because the item name must be one among these values. You can't use any other values, so I will take it as first one as HDD. Next one is the stock, which cannot be null. So let's say that the stock value, if you look at here, is there anything that has to be, there is a price here, and the stock item name whose stock is less than 100. So there must be something which is less than 100. So let's take some values which is less than 100. So let's say that stock is 50, and let's say, and what else we have, the last one is the price, and there is a condition for the price. That condition is it must be greater than 10,000. So I'll take it as 15,000. Let me copy this and paste it a few times. So this is 4 and this is 5. Let me quickly change the primary key values, and let's say let me take it as 5, and the second one is the monitor. Let me take this value. Remember, you can't write anything else. You have to write only these values which are permitted. So let me go here and let's copy paste them, and I'm double clicking on it, and then double clicking on this, and then pasting it there. So the next field happens to be, say, 150, and let's say 75, 70, and maybe I don't know, 120, and maybe 90. Some values are there. Let's put the values 17,000, 19,000, maybe 21,000, and let's say 35,000. Let's keep one outside it, and let me make it as also this one as 39,000. I'm not taking any exclusive values, but just some values I have taken. Let's go ahead and let's create the next part, and I'm supposed to insert into the item transaction. Let's insert into item transaction the values. So let's go ahead and let's put the values. The values happens to be let's look at this values. First value is the item number, and you know very well item number must be this value. Item number references the item number of the other table, so these values must be same. So let me start with 101. Second one is the quantity. Let's say the quantity is let's say 20, and is there any question regarding the quantity? Let's look at that. Quantity is greater than 100. Okay, display the item name whose quantity is greater than 100. So because it is greater than 100, let me take some values as 390 and some values as 570. Okay, so this time I will keep the quantity less because I have only 50 here. I'll keep the values very less. Now I'm going to use the to_date to convert something into date, and I'll use the format as this format, and that is say 24 0 September and 2015 something. I'm just putting some values there. Okay, and let's go ahead and let's insert the values. Once I have one record here, I can copy paste it a few times and complete my work. Okay, so there is some problem with this one. I think I have missed the single quote here. Okay, done. And I need one more. Okay, so rest part is same. Let me put a semicolon. Not really required if you are using web interface. So the second item value is 102, 103, 104, 105, and the quantity. Now let's look at the quantity here. The quantity here is the quantity here happens to be 150. So let me take it as 110, which is greater than 100, and the second quantity happens to be 570, so I'll take it as 220. And let me go here and let's go to the keyboard and let's take the quantity is 60, and the next one is 390, so let's take this one as 170. Here's some values. Let me take it as 12, and I'm just giving some numbers here. 07 maybe, 28, and maybe 14, maybe 16. This is September, November. I'm just making some changes here. February and January and May, some values, so I'm changing it. 2015, 2012, 2005, 2017, 2020, something. Okay, I have done something. Now one thing you must understand here is one of them, the transaction says that it must be greater than March 2008. So let me keep one value. I think I have already done it, 2005. So one value I'm making it as an exception there. So with this done, let me go here and to my Oracle. I think I need to log in to the Oracle. So let me log into the Oracle. Let me go here and let me create the table. Let's see whether that I'm able to create the table. Let's go ahead and let's copy Control C and Control V to copy this one. Let's see whether I can create a table. So table name already exists, so you may not get this kind of error in your examination, but I'm going to get it because I already have that thing. So I'm going to say drop table and table item master. I'm going to drop that table first. I think I will not be able to drop it. Okay, I have dropped it, and then I'm going to create it. Table created, and during the examination, once you have created this table, kindly describe this table. So DESC and the item master. So just describe this item master so that you know that, or not you, the examiner know that this particular table is already created. Okay, so particular table with all the details are already created. Let's go ahead and let's copy and let's create the records. I'm going to just copy it and there is no much fun. Select it and run it. One record is inserted. It's going to say one row inserted, and 5 times you do it. Next row is inserted. Next row is inserted. Check constraint. What does the check constraint says? That it must be, which one? I didn't really get it. Keyboard 127. What does it? What is the check constraint says? The check constraint is violated. Let me run it. A row is inserted, and I think this The second one it has failed because there is a constraint on the 30,000, so I can make it as 39,000. So let me make it as 29,000. The last thing I can get is 29,000 because it must be less than 30,000. So let me go ahead and let me make it as 29,000 inserted, and I think I will get this also as an error. So let me make it as 22,000 here. The last one also I will get an error, 22,000. Let's make it as 22,000 and then insert it. Just to verify that we have done all the records, just write select star. Where is that star now? I can't find out where is the star. Okay, star from item master. Okay, so this is required. During the examinations it would that you execute this query also, and let me run it. Let's say 1 2, the 2 is not there now, just to ensure that the things are there. So 2 was not inserted. Control C and control let's go here and control B. Let's see whether 2 is inserted. Now let me see, all the 5 records are inserted. Let's go ahead and let's create the second table, and I'm going to just use the control C and control V and run it. The table name already exists. Now you may not get this kind of error during the examination. I already have it, so I'm going to drop this table called I think I'm going to just copy this name, item transaction. Okay, just run it, drop it, table is dropped, and then I'm going to recreate that table. Okay, so table is created for me, and I'm going to just insert a few records into this table. Let's go ahead and let's insert few records. I'm going to insert the first record. See whether I get error. Not a valid month. Okay, so if you get this kind of error, what you can do is if it is not recognizing whether it's a month or not, and so on and so forth, what you can do is you can tell the oracle that this is DD and dash, this is the month, okay, you can use MM, M is okay, and this is year. I'll make it as let me try that. Okay, let me try to insert one record. Then I'm going to tell you what it is. Okay, let me run it, and not properly coded. Okay, yeah, let me try it. MON, I think this is MON month. Again, now I have some other problem there. Check constraint. I have some. Okay, I think the check constraint. Here the quantity must be greater than 25, so you can do it. So this is not MMM. This is MON, and there is this one. So I'm saying that this is the month. This is minute. This is the day. 2-digit day. 3-digit month, and 4-digit year. So let me insert one, and I will show you that it is getting inserted. And again I have it must be greater than. Okay, so it must be greater than it is. So let me make it as 26. Okay, so let me greater than means greater than. So let's go ahead and let's try it. And after such a struggle I'm able to do it. Now I'm going to just copy this thing. You must be careful whenever you're copying it. So only this part, and just paste it along with the comma. I will copy it. Okay, there is a comma here. You notice there is a comma, and I'm pasting it. I'm pasting it, and I'm pasting it. Okay, done with this one. Let's say Control C and Control V, and just inserting one record at a time, and that's it. We have inserted all the records, and all the records are being inserted. How do I know that all the records are inserted? Is I'm going to say select star from what is the name of that table? Item transaction. Okay, so that's it. With this the work is done. Control A, Control C, that's it. So it's done. So you have two tables here. Now I want both the tables are here, so let me copy the other table. For my explanation I need both the tables, so I'm going to copy both the tables, and I'm going to then show you what is it I'm trying to do. So I have the first table. I'm going to use the snipping tool over here to get this table. So I have this table, and I'm going to copy it in my paint here, and this is where is this? This is oh, I think this is too much. Okay, this is and it is stuck. Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead and let's run the other one. I'm going to run the other one and then make the comparison. Okay, and I got the second one. Let's go and let's create the second table, and this is the transaction table. So I thought I can show you that. So I have two tables here. One is let me do something and then do it, because it is getting okay. This is the item master. I'll just call it as the item, not here. I'm going to call this where is it? It is taking me. Okay, I'm going to call this as item master. I'll just call it as master, and this is transaction. I'll just call them with that. So let's make it as master here, and this is the okay. So I have the master, and I have the other one. Let's go ahead and let's look at the questions now. What does the question says? Display all the records in the item master table. So this is already done. I am already displaying all the records in the item master. So it is done. Let me go ahead and let me look at the second question. Second question says that list the item names whose stock value is greater than that. Now, first thing, list the item name. Let's look at the table. Where is the item name? Item name is in the item master. So you need to get this part first. So just look at what you are supposed to do, and then go ahead and then try to build the query. So what did they ask? So select what you are supposed to do. Just look at the question and you know what you are supposed to do. So get the item underscore name. So that's the first thing. Get the item underscore name. This is in the first table in the item master. So this is what you are supposed to do. So from where will you get it? From item master. Remember, you will get it from the item master. So this is the first part. Item name is there in the item item master. So that part is known to us. Now let's go ahead and let's what is the condition? What does the condition says? Display, not this one, item master whose stock is less than 100. Okay. So let's look at the stock. Now I need to check the stock. Where is the stock? Now let me go to the note the paint here. Where is the stock? Stock is here only within the same. So you don't need a second table here. It's a one table which can do it. The stock is less than. So I'm going to say where the stock less than 100. So is it what they have said? Less than 100. So are you getting this result? So let's go ahead and let's run it. Let's run it and let's say, let me run it. Select, is it proper? Select from item, where is this? Where? Sorry, I forgot to write this. Where? That where should be there. So I'm doing it a bit quick because of some reason. Okay, so where? So HDD, just look at the HDD. If you look at the HDD, if you look at this one, HDD, if you look at the HDD, the stock value is less than 100. So you got it. So it's simple as that. There is nothing much to be complication. List the item name and stock. Item name and stock. So that means to say you have both with you. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead with that. Item name and stock. So where are item name and stock? It is there on the same table. Item name and stock, where price lies between this. So where is the price? So price is here only. Okay, so where the price is in the same table, so nothing much to be done. Where the price, what did they say? Where the price between, which one? Lies between, what did they say? Between, where is the question? Sorry. Where is the question? 2,500 and 25,000. So when you write these zeros, you must be very careful. So this is between what? 2,500 and 25,000. So is it 25,000? This is 1,000. Oh, this is 250,000. Okay, 25,000. Let's run it and let's see whether we are getting it. So I'm going to just run this one. Run it and you get it. So if you look at the values here, if you compare the values, the keyboard is between that, this is between that. 29,000 is not listed. What is CD-ROM is not listed because it is not in the range of 2,500 and 25,000. It is 29,000. That is why CD-ROM is not listed. Simple as that. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Display the item number. Okay, item number and item name and quantity. So let's look at that one. So if you look at the table here, and what are the things which are there? So item number, item name and quantity. So where will you find them? If you look at this, item number and item name are there in the master table. Where is the quantity? Quantity happens to be in the other table. So now you are in trouble. You need two tables in this case. So let's first get the question straight. So we are supposed to get what? We are supposed to get the item number, item name, item number. So I'm not going to copy type it. Remember, I'm pasting it so that I don't do the spelling mistake. Even if you know very well that you can type properly, better copy paste it because it's going to save a lot of time. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Next one is the quantity. So where is the quantity declared? So quantity was declared here. Okay, so item name and quantity. So two tables are required. One is the item master and the second, because you need both the tables. Remember, some things are there in this table, some things are there in this table. So you need both of them. So I'm going to say both the tables are required. So I will go here and then say that, not this one. Oops, where is the notepad? Okay, I'm going to say that, where is this? Okay. From item master and item transaction. Forget about where and other thing. I will call item master as M. Not really required. Item transaction as T. Okay, these are the alias name that I have given. So what did I do? I am just saying that select item number, item name, quantity from the item master M, item name, transaction T, where first condition is, first of all, when you want to compare the quantity, if at all you want to compare the quantity, how do you compare the quantity? You are going to take this number, item number, come to the other table and check where is the item number 101, and this is the quantity. If you want to know what is the quantity of item number 103, take this 103, go to the other table 103, and this is the quantity. So these two values, item master dot item number, item transaction dot item number must be same. So first thing I am going to write over here is where, remember I am calling M for the master, I am calling M for the master. So M dot item number is equal to T dot item number. Now there is one minor problem. Now I said item number. Now there are, if you look at the table here, both the table has item number. Here also item number is there, here also item number is there. Now the oracle will give you an error message saying that which is the item number. Are you talking about this item number which is there in the master table, or are you talking about this item number which is in the transaction table? Both are same, remember. So I will qualify it and say that this is from the item master. Can I take it from the item transaction? The answer is yes, because both are referencing it. Okay, so you can take any one of them. Okay, so first thing is that, and what is the next condition? This numbers must be this item number must be same. So that means to say that the corresponding item number, and what is this thing? They said quantity must be greater than 100. So that is the next thing. And quantity, do I need to qualify the quantity? The answer is not really required, because remember we qualify the field when the same field name exists in both the tables. If the same field name exists in both the tables, we need to qualify. Otherwise it's not really required. But if you are getting confused, this, okay, if you are getting confused, what this is from the master table. The M means this is from the master table, and the other one is from the, which one, transaction table. Remember it's not really required, but if at all you feel like okay I can't get it, so I am qualifying. I am saying that T is the transaction table, so from the transaction table the quantity, like that. Okay, so that's it, that's done. Let's say Control C, and let's go here and let me paste it. I think did I pasted it? Okay, and let's run it, and you get this one. If you look at the, where is it, answer over here, and if you compare it, what you notice here is the monitor is 102, whose quantity is 110. You can notice here 110. Okay, and UPS item number is 105. Look at here, and quantity is 179. The CD-ROM 103, the quantity is 220. Remaining of them are less than 100. Okay, so that is the one query that you are supposed to do it. Generally for the examination only 4 queries are asked. These 2 queries are generally not asked, but it is dependent on the examiner. They can ask any of the question. Now let's look at the next part. Display the amount, where amount is equal to price into quantity. So what is amount? Amount is price into quantity. Now let's look at where is the price. Price is in one table and quantity is in the other table. So let's look at that one. Display means select. Select, what is it? Price into quantity. Remember, I will take it the price from here because I might have done some spelling mistake while typing. Into quantity. So there is a quantity, price into quantity from this table. So this part is there, up to here it is same. I think from this is same. From the two table, you call the first table as M, the second table price into, sorry, this is quantity. How did it become price into quantity? Okay, from, if you want you can write again, not really required, but just to tell you, the, if you look at this one, price is in the master and quantity is in the transaction. So master dot transaction, remember I'm calling it M as the master, and transaction is T. As in the previous example, this is the same thing. These are called as aliasing. I am giving alias names for that, and that is it. If you run it, this is not the end of it. If you run this one, you get the price into quantity, you get the value. Okay, however they want this to be called as amount. So how do you do that thing? So you need to call this one as amount. So you put a space here and then say amount. Okay, so what's the difference? So let me run it. Now remember, without this part you will get the heading like this, column heading like price into quantity. When I run it, amount, what is it, what did it say? Let's say as, let's say amount. I just get my value there. Okay, I don't need to do anything, I just have to type amount, that's all. There's nothing much to be done. Run it, that's it, you get the amount. Either, you know, there is no need to qualify it. You can use the word as also. I'll just run it. You can use the word as. There is no need to put this one. Okay, you can use the word as amount. That's it. You select it, and where is it? Not this one, sorry. This is done. I'm doing it a bit quickly because of some reason. So let's go ahead and let's look at the last one. Display the item name, item number, item name, quantity from the and transaction date, where transaction date is greater than this. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's complete the other part. So we are supposed to display these many things, quantity and transaction date. So many things we are supposed to do it. So let's go ahead and let's do that thing. I'm going to go here, and what are the things we are supposed to get? The item number. Let's look at what are the things we are supposed to get. Item number, item name, quantity. Okay, item number, I have it. Item number, item name, I have it. Item number. Okay, item number, item name, and I've already typed all these things. So quantity, so I know that I've typed this thing, so I'm just copy pasting it. I've already done that thing. Quantity, and also one other thing that you require, and what else we require is transaction date. Now where is this transaction date? If you're wondering where is this transaction date, if you look at here, there is the second table has this transaction date. So let's get that transaction date. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to get this one, transaction date. Okay, again comma T dot transaction date. From this table, as usual, because there are only two tables and we are going to read from both the tables, And what is the condition? Where what is the condition? Where what is what did they say? Where what is it? The date must be greater than this one. So let's look at the transaction date, and the transaction date. Where is this T dot? Where did it go? Where is this? Where the transaction date must be greater than this one. Now, how do you write this one? Must be greater than this. Remember, I have this same function to underscore date. This function I'm going to use it, and we are supposed to get the date greater than March 20, 2008. So how do you do that thing? March 2008. What is the format? This is in the format month space y. Okay, that's it. Done. Okay, this is March is month. There is one space here and followed by 4 letters. Done. Done. And let's go ahead and let's do this one. Okay. Let me run this query. And that's it. Oh, what is it? It's getting two times. Where? Oh, I think I missed one small thing. I missed this one because there was a call in between, so I just missed that one. And this is the condition. Now, if you want, you put the these things in bracket. These things in bracket. Now that's not all these things are not really required, but make it look complicated. Okay, so and so this is one condition and the other condition. Maybe too good to show all these things, but it's going to work. Control C and Control V. That's it. We are running it. And I must get it. And if you notice that anything that is all the numbers here must be greater than 2008. If you get everything 2000 greater than 8, then you are done with it, provided you have at least one date which is less than 2000 which one 2008. Now if you look at this one, this is not there. 2005 is not there. That's all in this class. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next class.